Everybody knows about sales tax. They go to the store, they buy something, the vendor collects sales tax, and they walk out of the store. At the end of the day, that store turns around, remits the sales tax from all their customers into the state. What people aren't as familiar with is use tax. And use tax comes into play when you make that purchase, but the vendor doesn't collect any sales tax. And the question comes up, well, why wouldn't they? And some vendors just aren't, some vendors don't have to collect sales tax because, for example, they're making sales over the internet, and when they don't have connection with the state, they may not collect sales tax in that state. For an individual, that's probably not a big deal. You're not making that many purchases. But where it does get to be a bigger deal is for businesses. Businesses make a lot more purchases, so we're talking about bigger dollar items being purchased. So that use tax can actually accumulate into a very large liability. So what businesses need to watch out for is when you're making purchases, not paying sales tax, or don't forget about paying in that use tax. Typically when businesses charge sales tax to customers, they're already remitting that sales tax that they collect into the state, but there's another portion of that, in addition to collecting and remitting sales tax, you're supposed to be self-assessing use tax at the same time. So businesses are supposed to self-assess that use tax by going through whatever purchases they've made and computing that themselves and including that as part of the sales tax process. And when businesses don't do that, then they can get audit notices from various state agencies. Maybe they've noticed that they're preparing a corporate income tax return and haven't remitted a use tax return, so a state may send out a notice on why you're computing one tax and not the other tax. We can come in, we can evaluate your system, you can see how, if you're not computing use tax, we can help you implement a system to start computing self-assessing use tax, get your system in place where you can start computing that yourselves. If you need assistance with sales or use tax compliance, need us to prepare those returns on your behalf, we can do that as well.